Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to learn how to make the matching top to our pleated skirt. This has been a request in most of the comments on the comment section of the previous video. So if you haven't yet tried out the skirt, make sure after creating this top you go and make the matching skirt for this design. So for the yarn, I am using this robin yarn. It is pink. It's a very lovely shade of pink. And for the variegated yarn, I am using this number 3 Papatia Sunday yarn, and I used about 3 balls of this. And for the inner part, as you'll see later on, I used just about 2 balls, which is a total of 600 yards. But this is because I am using a double strand. If you're using a single strand, then you will consider about 300 to 400 yards for the medium size. I'm going to be making this for a medium size just as my skirt, and we shall see the combination later on for this particular color scheme. So for this one, I am using about 2 to 3 balls to make the ruffle design or the off-shoulder design of the top, and this is going to be layered on top of this block color. And then you'll also need a 4mm crochet hook and then a 3mm crochet hook. I don't have mine here, but have a 4mm and then a 3mm crochet hook for the ruffle design. Or then you'll also need a pair of scissors, a darning needle, and a measuring tape. So let's get started. For the start of the design, at the beginning of the design, you'll be using this block color, and we're going to start off with a bandeau design on the inside of the top, and then we shall create the other details later on. So as I had mentioned earlier on, I am going to use a double strand for the bandeau design on the inside. So if you have a thicker yarn, maybe a DK weight yarn, you don't need to double your strand. You will be using a single strand, but since mine is very thin, I'll be using a double strand for the inside bandeau top before we start on the ruffle design or the pleated design of the off-shoulder. Alright, so you're going to get your 4mm crochet hook, and you're going to start off with a slip knot. And for my bandeau top, I'm going to start off with a chain of 36. So I have my 36 chains, and this measures approximately 10 inches when stretched, as you can see here. Approximately 10 inches when stretched. So this is a total of 36 chains, and this is going to be the thickness of your top, 36. So if you want it longer, then you're going to make a longer chain. If you want it shorter, you're going to do less chains. So you're going to go into the second chain from the hook, which is this one, and you're going to place a half double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all. So that's a half double crochet. All right, so we're going to continue to half double crochet in each and every stitch all the way across the chain. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all. So continue to half double crochet once in each and every chain all the way across. Alright, so we are almost at the end of the chain, and I am still placing one half double crochet in each and every chain. So I'm placing my last half double crochet in the last chain, and that will give me a total of 35 half double crochets, as you can see here. Now for row 2, you're going to make a chain of 1 and turn your work, and you're going to place 1 half double crochet in each and every stitch, starting with the very first one. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all. You're going to continue to half double crochet in each and every stitch all the way across. So we are coming to the end of row 2, and I am placing my last half double crochet stitches. Make sure I don't miss the very last stitch. You go into it with a half double crochet. So I'll still have a total of 35 half double crochets for row 2, and make sure you maintain the number of half double crochet stitches for each and every row, because we are not making any increases or decreases. So we're going to repeat row 2 again and again until this panel can wrap around your bust, minus 4 inches when stretched. So I'm just going to keep repeating row 2 until I have a total of approximately 34 inches minus 4 inches. So we want our bust circumference less by 4 inches when stretched. So that means I will consider a total of 30 inches when stretched. Just keep repeating row 2 again and again, and I'll be back to let you know how many rows that I ended up doing. Alright guys, I ended up doing a total of 70 rows, as you can see here. And if we take a measurement across, we have a total of about 25 inches without stretching, 25 to 26 without stretching. And when we stretch, we can go to 30 inches which is 4 inches less than the bust circumference that I intend to make for. So make sure you have that length for yourself, and then we are going to fold over our work like this. So this should be able to wrap around your bust, but not entirely. It should be giving a gap of around 4 inches at the back like this, something like this, because we have to create the lace up loops at the back of the top. And also when you wear it, we need to make sure that the top is secure enough by lacing up the back of the top. So we are going to go ahead and create the loops at the back of the top. Right, so after your very last row, you're going to make a chain of 4, turn your work, and then skip the next stitch, which is this one, and place a double crochet into the next stitch. The chain of 4 counts as a double crochet chain 1, and then make a chain of 1, skip 1 stitch and double crochet into the next. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch and double crochet into the next. So you're going to repeat that all the way across. So this is going to create a mesh pattern along the edge of the top. So this is what it's going to create. And then from here, once you make it all the way across, I'm going to eliminate this because I don't have anywhere to place the next stitch. So I'm going to just create this, and you should take note of the number of loops that you have on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So that you have the same exact number of loops on the opposite side as well. So from here, you're going to make a chain of 1 and turn your work. Now we're going to clean up the edge by placing 2 single crochets in each and every space. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all. So this is just 2 single crochets in each and every space. Do that all the way across. So I'm placing my last 2 single crochets in the last space, and you can see how neat the mesh pattern looks like right now. From here, you're going to make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn. We're going to repeat the same exact process on the opposite side. So you're going to attach your yarn in any chain, because this was the foundation chain. So I'm going to attach my yarn here. And then we're going to create the mesh pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, which counts as a double crochet chain 1, skip the next chain and double crochet into the next chain. Chain 1, skip the next chain and double crochet into the next chain. So remember, the opposite side had a total of 18 spaces, chain 1 spaces. So this is 4, 5. I'm just trying to make sure that I have the same exact number of chain spaces on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So my 18th space is here. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'll just add one more because the space here looks a bit longer. Just do what you have to do so that your work looks neat. So from here, you're going to make a chain of 1 and turn your work. And you're going to place 1 single crochet in each chain 1 space. Sorry, 2 single crochets. You're going to place 2 single crochets in each chain 1 space or in each box, just like we did on the opposite side. 2 single crochets in each box. All right, so we've finished our single crochet row and you can see how neat this is. From here, you're going to make a chain of 1 and we're going to clean up this side of the top where your yarn is still attached. We shall consider this as the top side of the top, and we are going to clean up this edge, that top edge. So to do that, you're going to go into the chain 2 space or the double crochet space with 2 single crochets and then 1 single crochet into the next row. Then 2 single crochets into the next row and 1 single crochet into the next row. So that's the repeat for this pattern. 2 single crochets into the next row, 1 single crochet into the next row. We're trying to clean up the top edge where the ruffle design is going to sit. 2 single crochets into the next row and 1 single crochet into the next row. Repeat this all the way across until towards the end of the panel. So we're coming to the end and I'm placing 2 single crochets into the double crochet space, just like that, and then slip stitching into a single crochet of this row. I'm just going to slip stitch there and then make a chain of 1 and cut my yarn. and then pull through. So what we are going to do right now is get rid of all the loose ends. Do what you have to do so that your top is clean and is free of all those loose ends. Whether it means using a darning needle or making a double knot, just make sure you get rid of all the loose ends. Alright guys, this is what you should have for now, and we're going to go ahead and create our straps. Now you're going to place your work on the right side, just like this. And then you're going to fold your work into two. And then you're going to mark the exact middle stitch. For me, I'm going to mark it with my darning needle. We just mark that. And then unfold your work. So this is the stitch, the exact middle. You're going to count a total. Alright, so you're going to count a total of 20 stitches away from the stitch with the stitch marker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. This will apply for a size medium, but for all the other sizes, just check on the screen. I'll be recommending a number of stitches to count from the stitch marker all the way to this side. So you're going to attach your yarn into the stitch after the 20th stitch actually. Just like that. And then we are going to work our half double crochet stitches towards the stitch marker. So our straps are going to be 5 stitches thick. So I'm going to go into the same stitch with 1 half double crochet into the next stitch, half double crochet into the next stitch, half double crochet into the next, and you're going to repeat that until you have a total of 5 stitches. As you can see here, have a total of 5 half double crochets, chain 1, turn your work, and then half double crochet in each of the stitches from the row below. So I'll have a total of 5 half double crochets still. Chain 1, turn your work. So you can see how the strap is growing. You're going to repeat this until you have your desired number of rows. Now I'll be recommending a total of 30 to 35 rows depending on how depending on the fitting that you're going for, because some of us are short, some are tall, so do whatever suits your size, but in between 30 and 35 rows should be enough. So for me, I'm going to do a total of 35 rows for the strap, and then I'll be back to show you what to do next. Alright guys, I have my 35 rows for the strap, and I need to take a measurement for you guys so that in case you decide to do the same exact number of rows or you decide to consider the same measurements, then I have a total of 12 inches without stretching. So it will stretch to about 15 inches, but for now it's at 12 inches without stretching, 12 to 13. So after your 35th row, you're going to make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn, leaving behind a tail to attach at the back of the top. Just pull through, and then we're going to do the same exact thing on the opposite side. This is going to be folded over and attached at the back of the top, just as you can see here. So we're going to get our yarn, and remember we counted a total of 20 stitches away, so you're going to do the same on this side, away from the stitch marker. Remember, this darning needle was our stitch marker. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 and 20, and then you're going to attach your yarn in that stitch, but we are going to work towards the stitch marker. So consider the number of stitches that I mentioned earlier on. So for me, for my size, I had to do a total of 20 stitches. So I'm going to attach my yarn there, and then to work towards the stitch marker, into the same stitch, 1 half double crochet, and then half double crochet all the way across until you have a total of 5 half double crochets. So I have my 5 half double crochets, and I'm just going to keep chaining 1 and turning, and then work 1 half double crochet in each of the 5 half double crochets from the previous row, and keep on building my strap just like I did for the first one, and I'll consider the same exact number of rows. So 35 on this side, and then I'll have a total of 35 on this side as well. So let me just keep growing until I have 2 identical straps, and then we shall see what to do after that. Alright guys, I'm done with my second strap. I'm going to make a chain of 1 and cut my yarn, and then pull through. And at the moment we have 2 straps. Just turn your work to the right side, and you're going to have 2 straps running all the way up, the same exact length. Alright, so we're going to turn our work onto the back side like this, and then fold over our work, and we're going to attach our straps onto the back of our top, somewhere around here. You're not going to attach onto this mesh pattern. We're going to attach it somewhere around here. So you're going to thread your darning needle with the tail that you left behind, and make sure your strap is not twisted. And you're going to start attaching stitch to stitch. All right, when you're through, you're going to just turn to the back side of your work, and you're going to weave in this tail. So just like that, the very first side is done. I'm going to cut. This is what you'll have. You're going to go on and do the same exact thing on the opposite side. Make sure that your strap is not twisted. And then turn your work to the back side and weave in your tail. All All right, so this is what you're going to have at the back of your work, and then at the front of the work, this is what we have. Now you're going to go ahead and make a very long chain of about 250 chains. This is going to be just a plain chain, so you're going to make a slip knot using the same exact hook, and we're going to make our chain of 250. All right, so I have made 250 chains, and I'm going to cut my yarn, pull through, and then cut off the excess yarn at the ends of the chain. So just like that, we're going to turn our work onto the back side, and this is where we're going to lace up this chain. So we're going to start with the top, just like this, and make sure your chain is balanced, and then skip over 4 boxes and crisscross the lace up 1, 2, 3, 4, and then lace up into the next, just like that. Skip 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and crisscross the lace up. All right, so when you're almost coming to the base, you're just going to skip the remaining ones and then lace up into the final box, just like this, and then try to gather the lace up like that, and then you can tie a knot at the base of the top here. So this is what you'll end up with. Now it's time for us to create that ruffle look for our top. Alright guys, now for the ruffle design or the pleated design, the off-shoulder design, you're going to switch to your 3mm crochet hook or 3.5 as I mentioned earlier on in the video. So either 3 or 3.5 depending on the tension that you want for your ruffle design. You're going to make a slip knot, and now we are using this yarn, that variegated yarn. I'm going to be demonstrating with a shorter distance because this takes a while, but you'll apply the same exact knowledge, and I'll be recommending a number of chains to start with. So for that design, I am going to start off with a chain of 27. Your multiple should be a multiple of 6 plus 3. So for the actual piece, I'll be recommending a number of chains on the screen. Just make sure you follow that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's my multiple of 6. the 24 plus 3 chains, 1, 2, and 3. So for the actual pieces, just make sure you do this number of chains. Now you're going to go into the 6th chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're going to place 1 double crochet. So you're going to place 2 more double crochets into the same exact chain. And then make a chain of 2 and place 3 more double crochets into the same chain. 1, 2, and 3. So that's a shell into the 6th chain from the hook. Skip 2 chains and then yarn over, insert your hook into the next chain and double crochet. Skip 2 chains, 1, 2, and into the next chain you're going to place a shell, which is 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets into the same exact chain. Skip 2 chains and double crochet into the next chain, just like that. So you're going to repeat this. Skip 2 chains, 1 shell into the next chain, Alright, after this you're going to skip 2 chains and then 1 double crochet into the next chain. Skip 2 chains, 1 shell into the next chain. That's all that you're going to do for row 1. Of course, for the actual piece you're going to have to take your time because the rows are going to be very long. So you're going to repeat that pattern until you have a total of 3 chains left on your row. And at that point you should have placed your last shell into that chain there. Now we have a total of 3 chains left, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to yarn over, skip over 2 chains and double crochet into the very last chain. This marks the end of row 1. And you can see the ruffle bit is already forming, but not so pronounced, as you'll see later on. So from here, you're going to make a chain of 3, which counts as our very first double crochet, and turn your work. You're now going to go into each of the next 3 stitches with 1 double crochet, and then you're going to go into the chain 2 space with a shell, and for this pattern a shell is 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets into the same chain 2 space, just like that. And then you're going to go into each of the next 3 stitches with 1 double crochet. So this brings us to our stand alone double crochet that will get a front post double crochet, just like that, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. One shell into the chain 2 space, which is 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets into the chain 2 space. 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches before the stand alone double crochet. 1 front post double crochet into the stand alone double crochet. So you go under the stitch and push it upwards and then double crochet. That's a front post double crochet. This is going to create ridges in between the shells. So from here, 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, and this will bring us to the chain 2 space. The chain 2 space will get a shell, which is 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. And then 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches before the stand alone double crochet. 1 front post double crochet into the stand alone double crochet, and then you're going to repeat that 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches before the chain 2 space, and then 1 shell into the next chain 2 space. So I'm placing a shell into the very last chain 2 space of the previous row. So you should repeat the pattern until you place a shell into the chain 2 space, the last chain 2 space of the previous row, and then you're going to place 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches at the end of the row, and then you're going to go on top of the chain 3 with 1 double crochet, and this marks the end of row 2. This has been an increased row, so that's why you see the row is not straight. We are creating some sort of wobbly effect, and that's perfectly fine. We're going to go on to row 3, and it's also an increased row. So you're going to make a chain of 3, which counts as a double crochet. Turn your work, 1 double crochet in each of the next stitches until the chain 2 space, and that should be a total of 6 stitches after the chain 3 at the beginning of the row. So I've placed my 1 double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches before the chain 2 space. In the chain 2 space, you will place a total of 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. And you can see how the color has started changing already. So we've placed a shell into the chain 2 space, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches, 3, 4, 5, and 6 before this standalone double crochet. You can see that one where we placed a front post for the previous row. So this time we are going to place a back post double crochet into that stitch. This is going to help us maintain these ridges on one side. So from here, you're going to go into each of the next 6 stitches with 1 double crochet until you get to the chain 2 space. After placing your double crochets, this is a chain 2 space. So the chain 2 space always gets a shell, which is 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. So from here, you're going to double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches, once in each stitch. 3, 4, 5, and 6, and this will bring us to our standalone double crochet that will get a back post double crochet, just like that. and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches before the chain to space. So we're going to repeat this all the way across until towards the end of the row, and I'll show you what to do next. So I'm placing a shell into the last chain to space of the previous row, and this is what you'll have. You can see the increases are starting to create a strain on our beginning chain. This is what we have right now. And then you're going to go into each of the last 6 stitches after the shell, 4, 5, and 6, and then you're going to also place a double crochet on top of the chain 3 on the edge because it counts as a stitch. So that marks the end of row 3. This is our very last increase row, sorry. Now this is worked in rows. This is our very last increase row, and now we're going to go onto a non-increase row. So row 4 is a non-increase row. You're going to make a chain of 3, turn your work. Here you're going to skip over 3 stitches. So you're not considering this one because it's attached to the chain 3. So you're going to count 1, 2, 3, and then into the 4th stitch you're going to place a double crochet, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 5 stitches to make a total of 6 double crochets after the chain 3 at the beginning of the row. So this is what you should have: 6 stitches after the chain 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then into the chain 2 space you're going to place a shell, which is 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. One double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you're going to skip over the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then a front post double crochet into the standalone double crochet. So you can see how this ridge is in one line, one straight line. I told you these ridges will be located in between these shells. So after this, you're going to skip over 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then place a shell into the chain 2 space, which is 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. 1 double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Skip over 3 stitches and front post double crochet into the stand alone double crochet. So we are placing a front post this time because we are on the right side of our work. As you can see, the ridge is popping on this side, so whenever you're on the right side you place a front post double crochet, and when you're on the back side you place a back post double crochet. Skip 3 stitches and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. So you're going to repeat that all the way across until you place a shell into the last chain 2 space of the previous row. Alright, after placing a shell into the last chain 2 space of the previous row, you're going to place 1 double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. So far I have 4, 5, and 6. And then you're going to skip over the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to place a double crochet on top of the last chain 3 of the previous row. Just like that. This marks the end of row 4. Row 5, you're going to make a chain of 3, turn your work, and you're going to skip over 1, 2, 3 stitches, and then into the 4th you're going to double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. So you should be having a total of 6 stitches after the chain 3, and then place a shell into the chain 2 space. One double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this should give us 3 stitches to the standalone double crochet, as you can see here, 1, 2, 3. And this time you're going to skip over the 3 stitches and place a back post double crochet. So you push it to the back. So you get in from the back and then double crochet like this. That way we've placed a back post double crochet because now we are on the wrong side of the piece or the panel. When you're on the wrong side, you place a back post. When you're on the right side, you place a front post. But basically from now on, we're just going to repeat that particular row. After your back post double crochet, skip over 3 stitches and place 1 double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. So this row basically resembles the previous row. The only difference is we are placing back post double crochets between the shells. So go ahead and finish up this row, repeating the same exact instructions as the previous one, but don't forget to place a back post when it comes to the standalone double crochets. And from now on, we shall just keep alternating between the row on the front side, which has a front post, and then the row on the back side, which has a back post double crochet, until we have the length of the ruffle or the off shoulder that we want. So let me go ahead and introduce my actual piece, and I'll let you know how many rows that we ended up doing. Alright guys, this is the actual piece, and we ended up doing a total of 15 rows altogether. But you're going to make, let me just introduce my top and put it under the ruffle design. So you're just going to make sure that this can go almost to the base of the top, just as you can see here, to create that effect. So that's the length that you're going to consider. So as I had mentioned earlier on, this is a total of 15 rows, but you can do less or more depending on the coverage that you want your ruffle to make onto your original top. And then you're going to fold your piece into half. Just fold it into half and locate the exact middle of your top. So my exact middle is here. Sorry, of your ruffle. My exact middle point is there. Then also locate the exact middle of the top. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and 33. So that means the 17th stitch, which is this one. I'm going to mark the middle of the ruffle and the middle of the top. Just place a stitch marker there. And we're going to go ahead and attach our ruffle onto this midsection. From this strap, this corner, onto this corner here, on the two outer ends of the strap. That's where I'm going to place this ruffle here. So you're going to get your darning needle and also get one strand of yarn this time. I'm not going to use two. I'm going to use one strand and your 3mm crochet hook. I'm going to leave a long tail behind because it's the same exact tail that I'll be using for the opposite side. And then I'm going to single crochet across. So starting with that stitch with a stitch marker, I'm going to place one single crochet, and then into the next chain space I'm going to place one single crochet with a stitch on the opposite side, and then into the same space the stitch on the opposite side, another one. So we are basically placing 2 stitches of this lower top into each chain space. And then into this chain with the shell to also get 1 stitch of the lower top, just like that. And then allocate 2 stitches into the chain space, the chain 2 space, and then into the next chain 2 space, allocate 2 stitches of the top, and then 1 stitch of the top into the chain with the shell. Okay, so you're going to keep doing this all the way across. So you can see how the pink color is blending it so well. Alright, so when you get to this point here, you're going to just make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn, and then pull through, and you're going to grab your darning needle, and we're going to sew the remaining part onto the strap. So we're just going to eyeball, just make sure this part is attached onto the section of the strap, just like that. And once you're done with this, you're going to just make sure this this string is secured. So you're going to go to the back of your top and weave in these tails. You're going to go ahead and do the same exact thing on this side. The only difference is now we are working from this side because I'm right-handed. So I'm going to just consider the number of spaces that I skipped here and count them off, and then I start from this end. So I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Actually, I may not use this strand that I left behind. So I'm going to just cut it. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Grab your yarn and your hook, leaving behind a tail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I'm going to start from here and attach in the same exact manner as I did on the other half of the top. Alright guys, we are done with this part. You can now remove your stitch marker and then join these 2 tails together. So that's done, and now you're going to get your darning needle and join this part as well, this part of the strap, using the tail that you left behind. So just make sure you attach the ruffle bit onto the strap section. Okay. So just like that, you're going to go onto the back side of your work and weave in this tail. And at this point, the front side of our top is finished. Now you're going to turn your work to the back side, like this, and then get the end of the starting chain, as you can see here. Just get the end of the starting chain and you're going to attach it to this section of the strap, just as we've done here. So grab your darning needle and join this part, and also get the end of the starting chain on this side and attach it to this part. Just stitch up a few stitches together so that it can hang and leave a gap for the off shoulder. So just go ahead and do that, and I'll be showing you the final piece of my creation. Alright guys, after attaching your ruffle design onto the back of the strap, that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's see the final look of our piece. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also to check out the written pattern on all my online shops. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.